Hey guys, Dan the Man with Ralston Acres. Thought I might give you a little bit of a different video this time. Let's take a look at it. Hey guys, I thought we'd take a little different perspective on our video this time. I've asked Kaylee to come in, and she's been with us for right at 6 years. Matter of fact, we were just talking before we went on camera here, and she has taken a job up in Chattanooga in a big accounting firm, and graduated from Georgia College, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And has done real well. And I was going over some things about where she, how and when she started here as a high school sophomore, junior. I don't know which one. Sophomore, and how much she has meant to the farm. And I just want to take a few minutes and ask her some questions and sort of give you a little bit of feedback from her perspective instead of just listening to me talk all the time. What I'd like for you to do is to take us through some of the more memorable experiences that you've had in your 6 years working here with our farm.
Yes. So
a couple of them, if you can.
Okay. Yeah. So I have so many memorable experiences here, but there's a few that stick out. One of them being when I first started working, I was actually, just so y'all know, I was actually hired just kind of to come in the summer to mow and help Dan keep the grounds mowed and just help out in the summer when everything's growing. And I mowed a lot, and I mowed on the regular tractor with the
little blue tractor we've introduced you to.
Yep.
The little one. Yeah. Go ahead.
And I spent a lot of time on that. And one day Dan looked at me and said, and he would ride on the zero turn. And one day he looked at me and said, "I think it's time for you to ride on the zero turn." And I looked at him, and what were my words?
Are you sure? I remember that. Yeah.
And he said, "Yes, I'm sure." And I said, "Okay." And so I got on it, and it was very much a learning experience, but I learned. And
how many trees did you destroy?
Not telling you that.
Oh, okay. Okay. There wasn't many, I can tell you that, because she was so scared at the time. I remember that. Yeah.
But I mean, here we are 6 years later, and I've probably put hours on that.
I would say on the zero turn that you were on, you've probably put more hours on that than anybody that's worked here, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, matter of fact, we called it Kaylee's Carriage for a long time.
We did, and that was actually our first one, and I must have done so well that he bought him a second one.
Yeah, I figured that she was good on the one, I'd get on the other one, or have somebody get on the other one. That's great. Yeah. Well, that's good. What's the other memorable moment?
I think one of the other memorable moments would be seeing this barn that we're in right now. I don't know if y'all know, but we used to run out of a smaller barn, and looking back at it now, I don't know how we did it, but seeing this barn here being built from the ground up, and knowing what I was here before it was here, and I'm here after it's here, and I think it's just been a huge asset and such a good thing that we've added, or that you've added to the farm. And
yeah, we'd have to come by here and look at it about every day. We'd get through mowing, we'd have to come by, look and see what progress they did.
Yep. And it was really cool to see it be built, because it's just beautiful. And so everything that we've done on the inside since then, I think, has just really made it a beautiful place to run the farm out of.
That's I appreciate you saying that. That was a huge leap of faith, I guess you called it, a milestone too, in our farming operations. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not versed enough at what looks good. I mean, you can show me something and tell me it looks good, and I'll believe you. But when I wanted to know what might look good here, what might look good there, and what better place for me to go than to the people that are going to be in it and working. And so there's a few things that that Kaylee has helped us with, as well as others, about, okay, you need to do this, or we don't need to do this, or something that would make it a little more conducive to efficiency in our operation.
Yep.
So Thank you for that. Well, okay, here's another question for you, Kaylee. What parts of the operation do you feel like are important, or maybe the most important, maybe it's not the most important, to running the Christmas tree operation?
I think everything coming together is just everything put together. Each individual thing we do to keep this thing operating is very important. But I will say, we're you're here. You have the farm for people to come and get their tree to have a memorable experience cutting down during that Christmas season. And I think what we do right up to getting ready to that for that Christmas season, which is getting the gift shop open, getting the trees out, getting the our workers, the employees trained, and where they know what to do to help these families and come and pick up their tree. I just think that part is very important, because if that part wasn't put together, nobody would go home with a tree.
That's true.
And I think that's what helps people have that experience that everybody always talks about having.
I got you. So basically, the end result is a sum of all the little things that we've done to help get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some times that we'd like just to say, especially when it's 95 degrees and we're all hot. Maybe I've been trimming, you've been mowing, and oh my, you wonder if it's worth it, but then that usually passes pretty quick.
It usually passes pretty quick, and if you've never been here during Christmas season, it's something to see, because it's really a really cool experience. And to be in the back end knowing what goes into making it the way it is during that time of year, I think it's a really special thing. And anywhere from over the summer, well, it's just a cycle every year. You've got planting, then you start mowing, then you fertilize, then you start getting, and then all of a sudden you're ready and getting ready for the Christmas season again. So I just think, I really don't know if I could even pick a most important part. I think,
well, and the what you just said, to add to that, I remember there's two things that people can tell me when they come in, maybe for the first time, or maybe it's their second time here, and you know what I'm fixing to say. One is when they step in the barn, they go, "Wow." I like that. That makes it the summertime and the fall and the spring and all that, the work we do come together. But another thing I like to hear is they go out and says, "It's almost like being in a Hallmark movie," and I like that.
And
I like
it is. It is.
But like you said, you've got to do the little things.
Yep.
To be able to get to that point, right?
Yep. And some of it's not very fun.
No.
But but it gets done, and we all work together to get it done.
That's
true. And the end result is always comes out better than what we could have expected.
And you think it's worth it?
I think it's worth it.
That's great. That's great. All right. Okay. All right, Katie, here's another question for you. We've talked before about your interest in the Christmas tree farm, and about maybe you've even expressed an interest maybe at some point down the road of starting up a little business that connected to the Christmas tree industry yourself. And I use that word interest. You always have seemed to be interested in what we do. And it's more than just a paycheck. I mean, which is not near what she's doing now, but it's still the interest factor is there. What prompted that? What caused that? What do you think that people could learn from that interest?
So when I got the opportunity to work here, I mean, I really didn't know much about it, and I came and had my interview, and you took me a tour around the farm, and I thought, man, this is a really cool place and but I still didn't know much about it. And I don't know, you tell me the story, which I remember, but I think you remember it more than I do.
You were a part of it.
Yeah. About when you did my interview and took me around the farm, and you looked at me, and what'd you say?
Well, we were riding in the
Uh huh.
truck, and I had one of my other workers with me, and we had taken the tour. And as we got to toward the end of the tour, I said, "Okay, Kaylee, you've seen what we do. You've seen that. You know, do you think you'd be interested? Do you think you can do it?" And there was no hesitation whatsoever. You said, "I got this."
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking, wow,
Mhm.
you don't see that very often. But I think maybe that's where it started.
I think just seeing that was where it started, but I think me coming on and you teaching me and not being some of the things that people go, man, she did that. She she drove a tractor. She did this. She did that. You're like, yeah, and it's because you taught me to do it, and you weren't afraid to teach me to do that. And I think that's me being around and seeing your passion for this. You've got a passion, and I think no, it's bigger than probably my passion.
I don't know.
You've got a passion for it, and I think your passion really has grown on me. And I also think just you being willing to teach me the things has really it's it's brought a love. I've started to really love this and love being here, and I really think it's because of you though.
Well, I don't know about that. She's gonna give me the big head. But no, and that is something that I think is important for workers that will, especially those, and it goes along with those that stay with you for a while, is that they have a portion of the passion or the same passion that you do for what you're doing. Uh, you know, you're not going to get rich doing what we do,
Hmm.
but the rewards are a part of that passion. The
Yep.
rewards are seeing people, families develop memories, seeing
Hmm.
them go home with their Christmas tree and enjoy their
Yep.
Christmas tree, um, and meeting new people and getting feedback from them. And it's just it's all about that passion. But and I'm glad you brought that word up because you can have an interest in something, but I think passion takes it just a step beyond, don't
It
you?
does. It's not just a job at that point. It's not just a way to make money at that point. It's something you enjoy doing. And I think I've seen that in you.
Well, thank you.
And I think I really, I don't even know really how it came about.
Well, I,
It's
go ahead.
an fun and a special atmosphere definitely and I like the word you said, rewarding. It's very rewarding in the Christmas season when you see someone walk out with a tree. The kids are smiling, the parents are smiling, and I don't know. It's just a really cool
Well,
thing.
it was funny you mentioned the learning to drive, the different things that you and operate the things that you did here. Um, and yeah, I wasn't very far in the first part of it when you were learning, but I remember one of our other workers that was when you're one of the guys that helps me out. Um, we were getting ready to plant, or we were doing something in the field, and Kaylee was on the tractor with the plow on the back getting the field prepared for the new crop to go in. And he says, who's your new worker on the tractor?" And I'm going, "No, that's Kaylee." He says, "You got to be kidding me." He says, "You got a young lady driving a tractor on that?" I said, "Sure." I said, "I'll be honest with you. I put her up against a lot of the guys, but I think learning some of that. I think you're right. I think that did sort of spur your interest a little bit more. And she also can drive a mini excavator. In case she hadn't told you, she has done that before too. But uh, all that comes with experience. And
Mhm.
if you enjoy what you're doing, what's the old adage? If you enjoy what you're doing, you won't work a day in your life, kind of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Uh, or enjoy your work, you would do that.
Yep.
So okay, that's a good answer for that. Folks, we appreciate you watching this video. I hope you've gotten a little bit out of it. It gives you a little different perspective on exactly what goes on at a Christmas tree farm and what the workers can expect from a worker standpoint. But with all that said, I want to thank you to Kaylee for helping us out with this video, and for our other workers in our other video that we did. But for now, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, if you like this content. And we'll look for you next time on the next edition of Farming Around the Christmas Trees.